Thinking about studying in the UK in 2025? If so, this is the video you absolutely need to watch. This is your complete step-by-step guide to navigating the UK student visa process. We're going to break down everything from the essential requirements and all the costs involved, to a realistic timeline and the common mistakes that you must avoid to ensure your application is successful. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap to get your visa and start your UK study adventure. Let's get straight into it. So what are the absolute basics you need to get right? First and foremost, you need a confirmation of acceptance for studies, or CAS, from your university. This is a unique reference number that confirms you have an unconditional offer. Crucially, your CAS must have been issued within the last 6 months before you apply for your visa. Next up is the financial requirement, and this is where many people slip up. You need to prove you have enough money to cover your tuition fees for 1 academic year, plus your living costs. For living costs, the Home Office has set specific amounts. If you're studying in London, you need to show £1,334 per month. If your university is outside of London, it's £1,023 per month. You'll need to show you have enough for up to 9 months of living expenses. The most important rule here is that this full amount must have been in your or your parents' bank account for at least 28 consecutive days before you apply. The 28-day period ends on the date of the closing balance of your bank statement, which must be no more than 31 days old on the date you submit your application. Don't touch that money during this period. Then there's the English language requirement. You can meet this in a few ways. The most common is by taking a UKVI-approved IELTS test and getting the required score. However, many universities can also assess your English level themselves and state on your CAS that you meet the requirement, so you might not need an external test. Always check with your university admissions team. Also, if you're from a listed country, you'll need a valid TB certificate from an approved clinic. Finally, for those studying certain sensitive subjects, usually in science and technology at a postgraduate level, you'll need an ATA certificate. Your university offer letter will tell you if this applies to you. Make sure you apply for your ATAS as soon as you get your offer, as it can take a while to come through. Alright, let's walk through the actual application process. It all starts on the official UK website. This is the only place you should be applying. The standard application fee from outside the UK is currently £490. As you go through the online form, you'll be prompted to pay the Immigration Health Surcharge, or IHS. This gives you access to the UK's National Health Service. The cost for students is £776 per year of your visa. So if you have a 3-year course, you'll pay for the full duration upfront, plus any extra time added to your visa. Be prepared for this, as it's a significant cost. Once you've paid, you'll move on to the document upload stage. You'll need digital copies of everything. This includes your CAS details, the bank statements proving your funds, your current passport, your degree certificates and transcripts for previous qualifications, and your TB certificate if you need one. After uploading your documents, the final step is to book a biometrics appointment at a visa application center. This is where they take your fingerprints and a digital photograph. These centers are run by commercial partners like VFS Global or TILS Contact. Booking the appointment itself is usually free, but there are often optional, paid-for services. This is where things like priority and super priority services come in. These can significantly speed up your decision time. Now for the processing times. The standard service from outside the UK is around 3 weeks. If you're in a hurry, you can pay extra for the priority service, which aims for a decision within 5 working days. The super priority service, where available, can get you a decision by the next working day. These services can cost anywhere from an extra £200 to £1,000, so weigh up if the speed is worth the cost for you. So you've submitted your application and attended your biometrics appointment. What happens next? The waiting game begins. You'll receive the decision on your application via email. A quick tip: check your junk or spam folder regularly. Sometimes these important emails end up there. If your visa is granted, the email will explain what to do next. You'll get a sticker or vignette in your passport, which is valid for 90 days to allow you to travel to the UK. Once you arrive, you must collect your biometric residence permit, or BRP card, within 10 days. This is your actual visa for the duration of your stay. Usually collect it from a post office near your university or sometimes directly from the university itself. Your decision letter will tell you where to go. Some nationalities may also be required to register with the police after arriving. Again, your visa or decision letter will state if this applies to you. Finally, a very important note on working. With a student visa, you are generally allowed to work up to 20 hours per week during term time and full-time during official university holidays. Don't go over these limits, as it's a serious breach of your visa conditions. Now let's talk about why applications get refused. I want you to avoid these common pitfalls. The number one reason for refusal is failing the financial requirement. This is usually because the funds were not held for the 28-day period. People often move money around right before applying, which resets the clock. Another big mistake is using a joint bank account without the proper documentation. If the account is in your parents' names, you need to provide your original birth certificate and a letter from them confirming their relationship to you and that they give you permission to use the funds for your studies. Submitting the wrong type of IELTS certificate is another classic error. If your university requires a UKVI IELTS for visa purposes, a standard academic IELTS won't be accepted by the Home Office. Also, double and triple check that the details on your application form perfectly match the details on your CAS. Any discrepancy can lead to a refusal. Lastly, make sure you provide sufficient evidence of your previous qualifications, especially if your CAS states that your offer was based on them. Don't leave anything to chance. So here are my final tips to wrap this all up. Remember, you can submit your visa application up to 6 months before your course start date. My advice is to apply as early as you possibly can. This gives you plenty of time to sort out any issues that might come up without panicking. Before you hit submit, double-check every single document. Get a friend or family member to look over it too. A fresh pair of eyes can spot mistakes you might have missed. And if you're applying close to your course start date, seriously consider paying for a priority service if it's available in your country. It can be a lifesaver. Navigating the visa process can feel overwhelming, but by being organized and paying attention to detail, you can make it a smooth journey. I hope this guide has been super helpful for you. If it has, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more UK student guides and tips. Thanks for watching, and I wish you the very best of luck with your application and your studies in the UK.